All right. I think I'm live. Haze and friends, happy weekend to you. So glad to be here on this Friday evening, at least where I'm at. Happy Saturday morning to some of you on the other side of the planet. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. And as always, excited to see what messages come through from Spirit, see what we can find out about what's going on in our lives, in the spirit world, and all sorts of fun stuff. But before we get into all that, let's come back to this moment. If you want to join me, I'm going to take a big, deep breath in, hold it for as long as you feel comfortable. Slow exhale, coming out of the future, coming out of the past, coming out of the physical world into this beautiful bubble of love right here inside of you. And then we'll bring in the singing bowl for some more beautiful energy. So if you want to join me, let's begin. Big, deep breath in. Here we go. Beautiful. Just love the breathing. This brings us back to this moment, doesn't it? So we will bring in the singing bowl. I hit it 3 times is generally what I do. And as we're doing that, we can just let that beautiful, eternal, unconditional love energy that lives right here inside of us expand and fill up our brains and all our thinking and our thoughts and our stories and into our hearts with all of our emotions and into our physical bodies with all our blood cells and our blood and all our cells and all our organs, just everything in our physical body into our spiritual body, all of our chakras, all of our meridians, all of our beautiful, beautiful auras, just filling us up. I like the idea of the chalice where we fill up and then it overflows out to the outside world. So we'll do that. And of course, as we always talk about gratitude, 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 it's an amazing energy. When we focus on one thing we're grateful for in this moment, just immediately starts to rise and take us out of lower vibration, higher and higher love energy and vibration. And it magnetizes us to receive more of what we're grateful for, and it opens us wide open to hear from spirit too. So I'll do that. Remember, gratitude. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. Wow. It's just powerful energies these days. I tell you what. So thank you guys again so much for being here. And I am excited, as I said in the beginning, just see what spirit has for us. A lot of energies going on, and astrologically, we've got all this changing movement energy of the eclipses and Mercury in retrograde and full moon, solar no, lunar eclipse coming up. Still feeling the kind of wave of the from the solar eclipse with the new moon. So we got a lot of energies that are happening. I think Mars goes into Pisces next week as well. So our planet of kind of authority and action energy goes into Pisces. So we're having a lot of stuff going on. So we'll dive in to all the energy, see what's going on. But welcome if you're new to my channel or new to these readings. Hi, I'm Bretta Z, and we're here to spill the tea. And they're gonna steam up the tea and spill it, right? So, thank you for being here, and we've got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts and great senses of humor. Definitely 2 things we can use in this human adventure, um, to make it an easier path instead of a harder one. So, thank you for being here, and there's always room for more Zen friends. It's a safe space for us. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you wanna know how the process works of all the readings, and anything about me is all down in the description area of the video. Free readings are first come, first serve, and they're generally 1 to 2 card readings for those. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can ask for, I don't know, like a general reading. And or if you don't know what you want to ask spirit, you can ask for a general reading. We'll see what they have to say. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I step out of the free readings. We dive deeper, pulling more cards for that too. We spill more tea for those as well. And you can get an oracle card as a fortune cookie to round out your reading as well. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description area of the video. We do have the Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. Don't have any set dollar amounts because I know everyone's finances are different. Cost of living is different. Rate of exchange is different. So I know you're giving what you can from your heart. So I do honor that. And because I know not everyone can give, and it's not in the place at this moment. I try to get to free readings every session too. If 2.5 hours in, I haven't got to any free readings, I do step out of donations, do about 30 minutes of free readings. Then I return, finish up all the donations. And then after that, I go back and try to finish up as many free readings as I can as well. At the end of each session, I do post a pinned comment listing all of the readings completed with timestamps. So all I have to do is click on your timestamp next to your name, takes you right to your reading. It's super fancy. So we like that. Every full moon and new moon, I do have a drawing where I give away to one person a 30-minute person recorded reading or one of my energetic hedges, if you'd rather have one of those. And we have a full moon coming up next week. I know. So about every 2 weeks we have a giveaway. Here is the link for didn't erase anything, did I? Okay. I went wild there for a minute. But if you click on that link, it'll take you to the video that talks about the full moon, um, how to get into the drawing. For that, I will post a video announcing the winner on March 3rd, which is what we have coming up next week. And it's always listed down in the description area too. If you're ever wanting to go, wait, I didn't see it in the chat. It's always down in the description area, the current giveaway. Also, this morning I posted how to make the most of the full moon energy, which is for every new moon and full moon. My intention is for the rest of the year, just within a week before sometime, I will post this to give you information on how to make the most of the release energy of the full moon and the affirmations. And then for new moons, to make the most of the new moon wishes and I was going to say inspirations, intentions as well. So this Virgo full moon lunar eclipse energy, I talk about that specific energy and how you can make the most of those. So be sure to check that out because it's powerful. It's an eclipse, so there's a lot of energy that we can use, to take over the world. No, maybe you never know. Hey, I don't think we want to. That's too much responsibility. And then lastly, I do have a biweekly podcast, whatever every 2 weeks is. I think that's biweekly. Um, called The Easier Path. And We just came out, was it last week? It was a couple weeks ago. Uh, yeah, for called Peace Interrupted. I'll have a new one coming out next Thursday, because that's when I, put them out every 2 weeks. If you wanna catch up on the playlist, or on any of the past, the playlist is listed down in the description area of this video. And these podcasts are all about how to make our life an easier path. We talk about a drama, trauma story of mine or someone else's, the human perspective on why do humans do what we do, just so our human can understand why these humans are acting all the way they are. And then from spirit's perspective, the higher viewpoint. And then they also give us hints on how to make these situations an easier path instead of a harder one. So if you don't have to, take all the advice. You could just check it out and have it in your toolbox if you ever do want to have an easier path. Because God knows I chose the hard path, not an easy path. Um, so I learned a lot the hard way, and I'm gonna remember those lessons forever. So if you're interested, check it out. All right. So I will, let me move this over here out of the way. Let's get my list all updated, do some shout outs, and we will get into the readings here. This evening, I will be using the Lost Soul Tarot, not because we're lost souls, just because it's really cool pictures on here. And then I have the Moonology Manifestation Oracle for the fortune cookie for those that make donations. I also have angelic activations, some elemental ones as well. So it'll depend. I'll probably zoom in on the moonology just because we got all this moon energy coming up. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, let's do some shout outs here. Let's see. We got Livier Vagara. Hello, hello. Good to see you. I'm so glad I think the YouTube fixed all their little chat problems they were having a couple nights ago, which is nice. And we got Leslie. Hey, Leslie. You can really feel all this energy for your birthday next week. Whoop, whoop. I am excited for you. Thank you for your donation. We'll get you up on the donation list up here. And I am doing good. I hope you guys are doing good. You're missing Mia, your dog. Aw. Oh, okay. So we'll dive in to find out about that here. And then we've got Heaven Rare Gem. Well, hello, hello. Good to see you. We'll get you on the free list here as well. And got here another sticker not from you. It's a very calm sticker, Leslie. All right. And then I think I've got everyone else on the list already. So we got Faith and Love. Hello, hello. Good to see you. We've got Jojo. I got you on the free list here too. Good to see you. And then, of course, just Alice. We've got you. You'll be up the first for the first donation. And let me make sure I've got everyone here. Yep. Then we've got Healing Tarot. Hello, welcome back. Good to see you. I got you on the free list. We've got Mina Heal. Hello, hello. Got you on the list. That was from earlier, so you might be asleep right now, as well as Swaroop. You guys, I think, are on the other side of the planet. So if you're here, good morning, or middle of the night. I think it's probably more of the morning there, or close to midnight. But good to see you. And we got Happy Pill in the house. Yep, we got Happy Pill up there. So good to see you. That was from earlier. And User Pacing. You'll be up first for the free readings there. So got a little list of the free readings going here. And before I start them, I'll give you kind of an update on where we're at on the free readings. But we'll start with 2 donations. Oh, let me check my emails here too. And we'll do that here. Okay. I think we're all good there. Yep. All right. So we'll start up with Alice, and then Leslie, you'll be up after that. And that's what we have right now. So if any others come in, we'll jump to those. If not, we'll start into free readings pretty quick. All right. So Alice, you are up at 1440. Almost had 1441. That would have been a little mirroring going on there. So you're almost mirroring. We'll find out what's going on here. Let's give these a shuffle. Oh, can't forget my cheers to everybody. Got to take a sip of coffee before we begin. So cheers, everyone. So grateful for you. So much love. Love you. Yum, yum, yum. All right. So, Alice, let's find out what's going on here. What are Kyle's thoughts and feelings about you today? Okay, we got thoughts here. We got feelings here. And then what's next? Based on current energy, what are they doing, right? Because you know what you're doing. You control that, but we can kind of see based on current energies what are kind of their intentions, what are their next actions, where does he think this connection will go? Okay, we got those. And then does he sense that you want to end things with him? All right, we got that one there. We'll find out here. All right, yeah, we got the bottom of the deck here. It is, of course, we're talking about relationship energy. It's not surprising that we get a 10 of cups, which is all about relationship energy. I like how they have it grouped 5 cups and 5 cups because that is that mirroring I was just talking about. So, it's relationships. What was it? The Course in Miracles, I think, is where I read it, where they said the purpose of relationships is to teach us unconditional love and patience. I was like, you ain't wrong. But it also, a big reason for relationships is to teach us about ourselves. We're all mirroring to each other. We have no idea what someone else sees. All we know is what we're seeing when we look at the other person and what's bubbling up within us. And so, relationships, a lot of it is so designed, it feels like, to show us what expectations, all these stories that we've been given, to show the falsity of the stories. Because when someone doesn't do something we expect them to do, all hell breaks loose inside of us. We're like, "Oh my god, what does this mean?" And we think it means something about us, and they're doing it on purpose, and why are they being so mean? Why are they being a jerk? And, whatever we experience in life, and any type of, it can be romantic relationships, family, friends, coworkers, whoever. We experience this in all of our relationships. Romantic relationships, we tend to be a little more vulnerable, a little more open because we open up a little more side of ourselves. It feels like in romantic relationships, we get more bare and, kind of figuratively and literally naked, and so there is this baring of our soul a little more. And it's like that, those little makeup mirrors where, it's the regular mirror and then you flip it around and you can see your pores. Feels like, all relationships are the mirror, but like romantic relationships, it's like, "Oh my god." I feel like I see all of my faults, kind of energy. But it is that expectations that get shown to us in these relationships. And it sets us free because if we had everyone always obey all of our expectations, one, it would be boring after a while. It's like winning at everything. You're like, "Well, this isn't fun." Um, I know we'd like to try that for a while, but and two, I forgot where I was going with that. I should have just kept going. One, two, it teaches us what we can be set free from, and um, that's what is so important. It kind of you know, feels sucky in the beginning. Oh, that's what I was saying. If everyone always obeyed, thank you, Spirit, always obeyed everything we did, we wouldn't realize that we're ruling in our lives on these false beliefs that aren't true. And then we have ourselves under this pressure and under these fears and trying to live up to these things. But when we have this kind of conflict with any of our relationships, and really all of our relationships, we're going to have some sort of conflict because we have different expectations. But when we have that, then we're able to question it eventually after we stop being pissed off, right? I'm speaking from experience. uh, After I calm down, then I can question, oh yeah, why do I believe that? Why is that? Why do I even think that's true? Does it have to be? Byron Katie, she's a wonderful, one of her big things is that, when our expectations and thoughts batter reality, they lose, but only 100% of the time. Because if it's like, they're not supposed to be doing that, well, evidently they are because they're doing it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it, and it was such an eye-opening thing. But, so that's the bottom of the deck. Let's dive into your specific questions. I feel like that was for all of us today. I love that. So Kyle's thoughts about you. We do have the 4 of Wands. We do have the 5 of Wands. Yeah, we've got, there's a lot of fire energy here, so it's really zeroed in on more talking about their passions, is what's on their mind. The 4 of Wands is joy, the other, 5 of Wands is conflict, and so, that is the 2 sides of our mind. We're either in thoughts of high vibration or in thoughts of conflict, lower vibration, fear energy, right? So and I feel like they go back and forth because they do have, a lot of that. We were talking about, these high expectations that they have themselves under, so that's why they have it on everyone else. They feel like, "I have to be this, so everyone else needs to be this," and that's what causes the conflict within them, is this unobtainable expectations they have on themselves and everyone else. But they have moments of joy too, and so it's not just one or the other, it kind of is always going back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. It's funny, a fire weather alert just popped on here, and with all this one's energy, I'm like, "Whoop, passion alert." That's funny. Alright. We have, high winds here. Actually, for this last week, we've been having some gusty high winds and dry, so we've been under some, fire alert, fire, fire. Well, let's see, what about their heart? This can be different from this, so let's take a look. What's in their emotional area here? Yeah, we have the King of Pentacles, which the King of Pentacles is an energy of trying to find the solidity. They want security. Their heart wants security, like their emotional inner child, especially. In the Queen of Swords, they are looking for this perfect, compatible person with this Queen of Swords. And it's interesting is from the heart standpoint that has no expectations, it just goes, "I love this. I want this, interaction with this person." It doesn't have all the rules that the mind does, but the Queen of Swords is the balancing of the heart and the mind, so the mind's like, "Calm down," but it wants the security, it wants, to, you know find this, but the biggest journey is that they need to find that within themselves, right? You know, one of the big awarenesses that we have in life is everyone's actions have little to do with us at all. It's all about reactions within themselves is a lot until you do inner work and you start raising your love vibration, then you start becoming an expression of love. A lot of times we're just in survival mode, trying to find love, be loved, live our dreams, but it's a lot of reaction out of fear. And so other people's actions a lot have to do with reaction and trying to feel safe and their little inner child doing things to try to feel safe and in control. And then we ourselves are trying to feel safe and in control, and that's why we have conflict, right? But I feel like a lot of this emotionally they're just very much on trying to feel secure. So I'm getting this sense that, you know, because we're trying to find out how they think and feel about you, but I feel like they're just in this, how do I think and feel about love? Because I feel like they're trying to fill a position in their life. And that's like interviewing people, or you put out an ad out, right? You're on dating sites, putting out an ad. You're doing interviewing, dating, right? Getting to know them, doing background checks, checking their social media and stuff, just like it's work, right? And when we do that, it does feel like work. It's exhausting. And then we find out they lied on their resume. And then, we've got this, we got to fire him. And then we got to put a new ad out and start all over again to hire someone to replace it. And when we live life like that and trying to find love that way, it does feel exhausting. It does feel like we're constantly firing and rehiring people. But when we stop looking for love outside, we look inward for our love, and then we live our passion, we do things we love in life, we bump into someone who's also living their passion and doing something, we both enjoy and sparks happen, and then a relationship organically grows. That's much different energy than, God, I gotta find someone to fill this position. But that's where I feel they're at is I gotta find someone to fill this position. And these are the requirements that we're looking for. But, is there wiggle room where we can, waive some of the requirements? You know, they don't have a master's in this. They have a bachelor's, but they don't have a master's. Can we still accept that? Is that still gonna be, a good enough candidate for to fill this position? When we look at it that way, it's like, ugh, but living our passion. So hopefully that brings a little more clarity in there because I feel like they're not about, who are you and this and that, just what are your qualifications? Are you able to meet these, kind of things. What's next, right? Yeah, what's next? What are they thinking here? Yeah, I feel like here we've got the Chariot card, which is a movement of energy. It's a movement, action energy. Page of Pentacles looking for more opportunities. And we do have the 7 of Cups underneath the surface, which is a lot of whoops, feeling a lot of different emotions, um, you know, coming in here. Not all good, not all bad. We got the 7 is the Chariot card, so we've got this choosing their emotions, trying to choose how they feel, and I feel like they're just kinda like, "Let's move forward and let's see what unfolds. What's the next opportunity? What's the next step? Let's get you into the 2nd interview," kind of energy, right? And the 3rd interview, and the 4th interview. Let's see what happens, is what I feel like they're doing here. Um, where does he think this connection will go? Yeah, I still feel like they're trying to figure it out with the Justice card, weighing out their thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. The 4 of Swords, is this, um, it's like the resting of the mind because they're letting go of some expectations. And I feel like where they feel this is gonna go is kind of where it's gone before, where they kind of do this, um, releasing some of the requirements because 'cause they're not finding anyone that meets all the requirements. So they're like, "I'm not finding anyone that I can hire for this position. Well, what can I release? What can I take off that side of the scale so I can see where things go?" And I feel like that's kind of where they feel it will go is balancing out, letting some expectations go, and see how close we get. So I don't feel like they know where it's going, but they have an idea of what they do to understand that. Does he sense that you wanna end things with him? You know, when I am 'cause I don't I do the cards face down unless they come flying out and they end up face up, but I knew when I pulled one card, I go, "It's gonna be a card that's very obvious," because yeah, you have the Tower card, which is one of the big zap, blast them out of your life, I feel like they it's like when you can your hair stands up before lightning strikes, they're like, "Uh-oh." Like Storm, in the X-Men. It's like, "Uh-oh, her eyes have gone white. We're about to get busted by a lightning bolt from the sky." So I do sense that, and I kind of feel like they live in that kind of fear and expectation, and they're used to that happening. So they kind of almost kind of just feel like this is how it normally ends up kind of energy. All right. So let us take a look here. We're going to pull from this for fortune cookies this evening, the Moonology Manifestation Oracle by Yasmin Borland. So let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. But yeah, I definitely feel like they have an inkling that, uh-oh, this isn't going to go much further. Let's take a look here. So you have the full moon in Scorpio. Breathe through the tension. Full moon energy, Scorpio. Yep, deep uh, diving, um, finding out secrets, right? Let's see here. I think the full moons are back here. Yep. And Scorpio is here. So it says Okay, well, there's a strong sexual energy. I told you, fire alert. But there's a strong sexual energy around you now. The good news is that sexual energy is very creative. After all, it leads to an act that creates humans. A tense situation could be about to boil over, so go carefully. Time spent outdoors will help you to calm your emotions as well as increasing your general well being. You need to find a balance between your emotions and your sensual side. Or maybe they do. Don't deny that this part of yourself. Use the energy to create what you want. To manifest balance, you can balance your ability to caress with your need to be caressed. The manifesting mindset says when we're emotionally overheated, we end up focusing on what we don't want rather than on what we do want. Bear this in mind now and breathe. A manifesting ritual for seduction. Oh my gosh. Add myrrh essential oil to your diffuser. There's four. The second is rest in a comfortable position and close your eyes. Oh, this is the whole ritual. So add myrrh to, if you have myrrh, add essential oil to diffuser, or if you have incense, you can burn some myrrh incense. Rest in a comfortable position, close your eyes. Call in Kali, the goddess of Shakti, divine feminine energy, and of facing down your fears. Make sure you're fully in touch with your sensual side. Unspent sexual energy creates blockages, so use your imagination. This is wow. But I like that, and Kali is she's the both the birther and the destroyer, right? So you can ask her, uh, either create more life in this or move it out. I give you permission to do which you feel is best for me, right? Your manifestation affirmation says sexual energy fires me up in a good way and helps me express my creativity too. So I like that. Fire. There's that fire alert. So hopefully that helps, Alice. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings. All right. We'll do a couple more shout outs here. And we'll get back into the donations. So I'll just start at the bottom here. We got plate of spaghetti. Yum. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Get you on the free list here. Oh, thank you, Leslie. You're so kind. I appreciate that. Grateful for you too. We got Miss J. Hello, hello. How do you get a reading? If you want a free reading, you just put your question out there, or if you don't want to put your business out there, you can ask for a general reading. We'll get you on the free list. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat, or in the description area of the video, I have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. I don't have any set dollar amounts, but if you want a deeper dive, free readings are like 1 to 2 cards. If you make a donation, we dive deeper, and you get an oracle card for a fortune cookie too. So whichever you prefer. Um, so there you go. We got Cat Mia in the house. Meow meow. Look, I wore a cat for you. Cat. Good to see you. We'll get you on the free list here. And we have Livia on here. So we think that's the only ones that have come in since I last updated. So we've got one more donation right now. And then if I don't have any others, we will dive into free reading. So cheers, everybody. All right. So Leslie, you're up. 3407 is your timestamps. Thank you for your calming emoji. It's a meditative emoji. So you're missing Mia, your dog. Should you get another baby? And would a new baby affect all the cats? All right. Let's take a look here. So let's see here. The energy, if you get a new baby, and then will it affect the cats? And a message from Mia. We'll see what she wants you to know here as well. Yeah, bottom of the deck, you do have the Knight of Cups, which is following your heart, the quest of following your heart. So I like that. You do underneath that too. You've got the Ace of Swords and the Full card. A lot of new beginning energy coming in here. Um, so, you might even be getting some some new information or a communication about, someone letting you know, "Oh my god, I saw these puppies," and you're like, "What? What did you say?" But let's take a look here. The energy, if you do get a new puppy here, you've got the High Priestess and the Knight of Swords. So the High Priestess is this kinda stepping away, energy. It's interesting because the High Priestess, I mean, there's a lot of different meanings for it between spirit and me. The one they brought through, though, is past life connection, and so I do feel like you will, and the Knight of Swords is movement of communication. I do feel like you will, um, have a new baby that will come in, but it's going to be, and I don't feel like it's Mia reborn kind of energy. I feel like there's gonna be a familiarity with the new, doggy that you get, and it's just this instant connection kind of energy. So you'll know them when you find them, kind of that energy that comes in with that. How will they do with the cats? Oh, wow, yeah. Very good, because you got Ace of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles. Talk about fine, fine. They will be fine. It'll be very abundant here. I feel like they all get along well. Um, it takes cats a little bit of time when I'm seeing, in the beginning, they're like, "Oh god, we thought we were done with them." But then they're like, "Alright," before very it doesn't take very long where they're all kinda sleeping, together or near each other and not bothered. But, of course, there's always that getting used to each other time, but in the end, it starts off well, and then it ends very well with the Page of Pentacles. A message from Mia, let's see what she has to say. 9 of Wands. Yep, it's like there's this block. They will keep you from the wrong puppy, from the wrong dog. They're like, "Don't you worry, I'm not gonna let just anyone come near you." I got big paw they've got big paws to fill. Let's see what else that they have here. Yep, the Emperor. They're like, it's, Aries energy. It feels like, spring energy here, because Aries, of course, is the beginning of spring, March 20th to April 20th. So I feel like they're telling you that, and that you get to decide. They're like, "It's your life, I will, uh, I'll make sure that you're not gonna get anyone horrible," but it seems like there's one destined here that's coming your way, and that I feel like with this Emperor energy, you already chose each other as you and Mia chose each other before you came down as this human, that you have certain kind of familiars that you've chosen as well as your cats. They all have there for a purpose, a lot of reasons, you know, different animals. She was 110 pounds, so she does big paws to fill. That's funny. I was wondering, I'm like, "Big paws?" I go, "Wow, he must have been a big dog." Um, but I do feel here, that a lot of purpose that, especially dogs, and cats too. Dogs, like, they move energy in a room and around us with their tail wagging, and because they bring happy, happy, joy, joy energy usually for us, right? And they help move energy, and they know when we're feeling down. They'll be near us and they'll try to get us uplifted. Cats, the purring and the vibration, they change the vibration through their purring. Dogs change it through the wagging of their tail, and as well as take out lamps and and hit you in your head with the tail. But all on purpose for a purpose. So, and I feel like they're saying, just as we chose to be in each other's life in this lifetime, and me appearing as a dog in this lifetime, um, this other one that comes in, they are, you've known them as a human in past lives and other lives, but they are choosing to have an expression as an animal, a dog in this lifetime. And that's what we do. We have all these different expressions. We've been animals. We've been so many different animals. We can be an animal right now too. Um, it's our power of our higher self is I can be living as this human. I can be living as another human on Earth too. I know that we're going to get into too much and blow our brains, but um, we can be an animal at the same time, a plant, a mineral, a rock, whatever. We can be experiencing all these different things, and we are in different dimensions, different universes, experiencing different things too. We're a planet in somewhere else. We're a goddess in another universe. We're a god in another universe. All these wonderful, kind of energies. But all of that to say, um, you have a destined doggy that's coming your way, and you'll know who that is. Wow, yeah, you have the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. They will, again, energetically, they will, um, I feel like when you meet this other one, you'll know, but, just because 'cause you're gonna feel like this connection with them, um, and, um, but I feel like Mia is gonna have them do something that they used to do, so you can be like, "Oh, there you are," So they're gonna do something silly that, Mia used to do as well. Let me see here, male or female? Let's see here. Can we know? All right. When we got the death card, this is Pluto energy. Oh, they're gonna be neutered already. They're like, "Well, they're already gonna be fixed." So let's take a look here. Maybe you're gonna get do you do rescues? I feel like there's someone already is. We got the 3 of Pentacles, which would be a, feminine energy here with, that I'm getting here. It's like an Empress energy. So I feel like I'm not sure if you're gonna get a puppy or if you're going to get and I feel like they've already had, like, a litter and they've been fixed, at least 1 litter and they've been fixed, already. Um, but they're reminding me my host, she used to have 2 doggies when she got so old that she's no longer with us, but, when she went to go get a dog, a puppy, um, uh, the mama got up, because they were all the puppies were old enough to where they weren't, feeding anymore, and she got up and came over to her and said, "Come on, let's go," and got in the car with her. She was like, "I'm done. Get me out of here." And she was a rescue. She actually was rescued from a breeding farm or a breeding thingy, and, so it's funny. But anyway, that's what they have there for you. Yeah, older, little older, right? Let's see here. What does your, fortune cookie say? All right. What else does Mia wanna tell you here? Yep, new moon in Scorpio. Well, we got the full moon in Scorpio, now we got the new moon in Scorpio. Go deeper. Let's see what this is here. So, you're regaining control of a situation that cut deep. You've moved through your fears and can now see where the issue has come from. Now isn't the time to gloss over the facts. Rather, it's time for you to face your darkest concerns and go deeper. Your situation may need to crumble before it can be renewed. Magic is called for, and it's crucial to stay strong now. Sexually, it's time to reach for true communion with your partner. Financially, this is a blessed time to work with someone on a joint venture, and it's time to release a grudge. Your manifesting focus says this card is an especially good sign for matters related to sex, money, or an obsession you've been grappling with. Your manifesting mindset says know that you are magic. Clear out negativity to supercharge your manifesting powers. Manifesting tips for cutting through fears. Call in Archangel Jeremiel, the angel who helps us to review our lives. Channel the energy of Pluto, the planet that guides the sign of Scorpio and likes to go under the radar. It's like the death card, too. Um, that we got was ruled by Pluto and a Scorpio energy. Light a candle and ask Archangel Jeremiel to help you see whatever you need to acknowledge and break through in your life right now. Your manifesting affirmation: life goes in cycles, and my life is now regenerating. So I like that. So it kind of feels like let the cut of me not being in your life, just get into that, move past it, and then you're ready to move into um, regenerating and get ready for the next one. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. I love connecting with animal energy. Everyone's just always so excited and happy on the other side. All right. So, and your moon is in Scorpio. Yeah. So trust your instincts and of course, with all of this, which we already knew with the high priestess and all that, you're going to feel that deep connection when you meet them. So cheers to you. Thank you again. All right. So we're going to jump into free readings. Where what I have now, we're going to have user PC and then Happy Pill, Swaroop Bobby, Miniheel. Uh, I'm just going to call you Healing Tarot because I know I'm going to mess up your name, Healing Tarot. And then JoJo, and then Faith and Love, and then Heaven Rare Gem, and then Livier Vagata, and then Cat Mia, and then Plate of Spaghetti. You're very welcome, Leslie. So I love it. We're going to end up with a meal. Yum, yum. All right. So let us jump in here. And for tonight, I do want to give for free readings, I'll give you one of these little wisdom within cards too. Just as like a little, it's not like a dessert or a fortune cookie, it's more of like a after dinner chocolate. All right. So user Pace, you are up 4739. Yeah, these go faster as well. Um, so, general reading. All right, let's see what we have here for you, user PC. We got this and two. We actually get three cards. The first one that came out, yeah, you got the star card coming in here. I really feel like this is the balancing energy of the star card. Um, not like the dream come true energy. This is more balancing of your life. Let's see what we have coming in here. Yeah, you got the Four of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So there is this, um, I would say, like a clarity and balancing of the dream, in your life here. Because the Wheel of Fortune is that energy of, trusting that whatever does unfold in our life is for us. It's the tune of for you. But that Four of Cups is that emotional stagnancy and, get bored with the old type of interactions you've had in relationships and with even with friends and other people. It's like you're ready to go to a new level emotionally. You've done a lot and you've gotten to this point. And I feel like the star card energy of balance and with that Four of Cups reaching this balance, which is, where you wanted to go to here, it's like, I'm ready for more. I'm ready for the wheels to turn and take me into something that feels more full, and you're ready for that, which, of course, what happens when we're like, "I've reached a point where, I've achieved what I wanted to emotionally," or in anything, right? But in this case, emotionally, I'm ready to go to a new level. I'm ready to grow. Growing pains are what come in here. And I feel like they're just kind of letting you know that this is what you wanna do, that you wanna grow in this area, and you're ready. And there's just gonna be a little bit of growing pains that bring up some emotions that you're ready to release that really below the surface, and they come bubbling up so that you can be freed from them. And I like that energy coming in. I just feel like a it's an update like on a package you ordered. You got an update of when it's gonna be arriving. It's gonna be arriving here soon. The, the first growing pain is just around the corner, and it'll feel a little uncomfortable, but they're like, "You know this, you've been through a lot." The original growth, big growing pains, these are small growing pains. These are nothing compared to before. So you're like, "You got this." You're in the thick of it. You might be in it already with that. It says you're in the thick of it. So you're ready. You're ready to immerse yourself and get into the thick of it and make this emotional change and take your love energy to a new level. So I like that for you. A little bit of growing pains. The fives are kind of like stepping stone energies. So you might have some interactions. It can be, if it's a romantic you're looking for, it can be a romantic, short term kind of, you know, awareness, growing pain energy. Or if it's a friend, if it's new friends, or if it's interactions with family, whatever it is, it'll be short term in whatever you experience. It's not going to be something that you will be a long time in. So that's what they got for you, user PC. So many blessings to you. All right, Happy Pill, you are up 5137. All right, so Happy Pill, you want a holly gift from your angels. All right, let's see, what do they have here for you? All right, we got that here and that here. Let's see, what do they want you to know for your gift here? You got the Hermit. Yeah, they're like, you're better off alone. No, I'm just kidding. That could be a message here because Six of Wands is a victory. Hermit is kind of being to yourself, but that's not what they're saying. At least that's not directly what they're saying. But I feel like they're telling you here that stepping away and making sure you're taking time for you is what is good for you, because you do have this balanced energy. You do gain this steadiness and the steadfastness, when you do this, because they will guide you in that. So, I feel like they are gonna give you something that makes you feel like you're rising up, because usually it's someone up on a horse, and, the people that are congratulating and cheering for you being up on the horse, in this case, is spirit, and they're, like, all in your corner, and I feel like they're going to give you something. If you'll take time away to meditate or connect how you connect with spirit during, Holly, that's a celebration where you're at, right? That if you do that, they're gonna bring something significant to you that makes you feel that way, makes you feel celebrated both inwardly and outwardly. Excuse me. So I like that for you. Let's see what your little wisdom within is as well. What gift are they bringing you here? Yeah. I like it. This will all feel kind of terrible until it doesn't. And I feel like they are bringing you an aha, around emotional energy and emotional choices that, one of the big gifts they give us is showing us that life just happens. Stuff that happens in the outside world doesn't have meaning till it gets into here and into here, right? We create the story about what that supposedly means, and then we create the emotional soundtrack that matches that thought and belief. And so I like this awareness that whatever's happening in the outside world, realize there's not right or wrong choices to, what you story you're putting and what you're feeling. But if you're tired of feeling a lower vibrational emotion and story, you have the power to change it to something else. And you can ask them, they'll show you the silver lining and the things behind things too. But I love that for you. So that's what they got for you, Happy Pill. So happy Holly. Many blessings. All right. And I did want to mention Play-Doh spaghetti and anyone else. The free readings are first come, first served, but if you wanna be moved and be prioritized, a donation of any kind does take you to the front of the line. Um, so if you wanna get prioritized, you can do that too. If you're like, "I don't wanna wait," you can make a donation as well. Just let you know it's an option. No expectations, just information. Alright. Hey, Maria P, good to see you. Let's get you onto the free list here, and I just got have a donation that came through here via the PayPal, and it is you. Uh, so we will get you up here on the donation list. So we'll step out of free readings for a momentito to complete Maria's donation, and we will continue. All right, so 5544. Look at those repeating numbers there. Power numbers and master numbers. So I love that. So thank you for your donation via the PayPal. And let's dive in here and see what we got here. You want to know Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today. Let's take a look here and see what's going on with them here. So thoughts and feelings. And then when you send him pics of you and family, what are his thoughts around that or reactions? What's coming up for you guys next week? Okay, we got this here. Dark side updates. Boom. And anything you should know about Wally. All right, let's take a look here. So Wally's thoughts, we got the Nine of Cups. Yeah, he's in this dream come true energy. So he's thinking really, about you specifically, just kind of focusing on all the things that he loves about you and how, especially how you express your emotions and how um, you're so present with your emotions is what I feel from their viewpoint. They're just like, I love that you don't just express the painful, complaining, whatever emotions, dragon, he's like, you express so much about life, and he loves that, how you express your emotions. So that's what he's been thinking about. A lot of that in his feelings. Got the King of Wands. Yeah, he is feeling a bit, more in the, passionate side, but the king is, they're, like, controlled. They're not, like a teenager, but they're like, towards you. This is all towards you. And they're like, I feel like they're uh, really in that. Well, we got a full moon coming up in March 3rd, in a few, like within a week. So he's probably growing hair and howling at the moon. So I feel like a lot of that is coming in right now. When you send pics of you and the family, yep, 10 of cups. Talk about full of emotional energy and joy and overflowing, and the 10 of cups is about feeling like a part of a family and feeling the joy of family. So, really likes that. What's coming up for you guys next week? Got the 3 of Wands, a little bit of change of plans, which is not bad thing. This is just be flexible next week. We're in the midst right now of a Mercury retrograde, which is about the best laid plans. Psh, psh, psh. Just be flexible, knowing there can be some wrenches that are thrown into plans. Just go with the flow and alter and go around the difficulties and delays and all that. And just know there's a lot of that energy that's out there. So, a lot of "Oh, there's a wreck on the freeway. Let's take a detour and go down this street," not literally. Yeah, not literally, but figuratively, right? It's like, "Oh, well, we can't go there now. We need to go over here, and it's gonna be an hour later than I had thought, and da, 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 da." "Alright, sounds great," and being aware of that and rolling with it makes an impact instead of, "Oh, I can't believe it. What? No. Alright, fine." That's a different response than, "No worries, take your time. Let me know when you're headed out, and I'll head out too," kind of thing or whatever, right? Dark side updates. We got the 2 of cups. Yep, emotional choice is being made. This isn't relationship energy. They're, you know In a way it is, but this is like how they have all of that energy we just talked about on their mind, and they are making emotional choices, and they're deciding what they wanna do from an emotional state. And that's great because the mind puts all the stuff out, and then the heart gets involved. And I feel like they are making these decisions internally. So there is movement and action coming in, not any kind of date like, okay, this is when it's going to happen yet, but there is a lot going on. Anything you should know about Wally? Six of Swords. You know, this is more it's not a negative thing at all. The Six of Swords is about letting go of old ways of thinking and seeing things from a higher perspective and moving. They very much, being a Scorpio, they like to find out the truth of things, and they are flexible if they find a truth that resonates to change and to alter. And this has to do with expectations too. If they realize an expectation of theirs doesn't match them anymore, they'll let it go and pursue higher truth. And I feel like that's important to know. That's why, um, you know, I feel like they're letting go of some of their old, because Scorpios can have that suspicious energy. I saw something earlier today, and I thought of all things, I thought of you 2, and, because, for some reason, that Scorpio energy, but it was saying in the video that I was watching, it was talking about a bunch of other signs, but they mentioned Scorpio, and that, Scorpio, what were they saying about Scorpio? Bring it back. Um, it had something to do about their emotional heart energy, but they do have that, um, they like to dive into the truths of emotions, and um, they definitely, oh, that's what they're gonna say, have that, instinct, and they pick up on other people's emotions. And so, you know, like when you're being suspicious, that makes them suspicious, and they can pick up on your energy. And you know how we've been talking about how at times they might, like, you question, um are they talking to anyone? And then you ask about, this other guy, right? They pick up on your energy that you are wondering about other people. And so when you're picking up from them that they might think something about you, this is both your guys, because both of you are intuitive and you pick up each other's energies. So it's really important to decide in your heart what you want and present that, and kind of go all in with the heart, and not, because if you are putting in that kind of cautious, "What's going on over there?" They're like, why are you being cautious? What's going on? What's happening?" Then they become cautious, right? We talked about that before, like, when they were like, "Oh, I need to make sure that you're choosing me." Whenever those comes up, it's because you are wondering what's going on with them, or you are wondering what someone else is thinking about you. They pick up on that energy because of that Scorpio energy. Anyway, I thought I'd let you know that because that, came up. I was like, "Oh, I did not know that. I will let her know as soon as I see her again." And here we are. All right. Then your fortune cookie, we already had, and what's funny is the 2 cards that have already been shared tonight are both full moon and new moon in Scorpio. So, no more Scorpio. Actually, we could have the first quarter, second quarter one. Yeah, but this one is new moon in Capricorn. Step up and lead energy here. So let's see what this brings in here for you. So the good news is that you know what you want, and on some level, you know how to get it. So step up and know that you're the boss of your own life. A new, more disciplined approach is needed, or a new plan. Strategy is called for. This card reminds you that ambition isn't a dirty word, whatever you want to create in your life. There's no such thing as too big a goal, but break your plans into smaller, achievable pieces. Slow and steady wins the race. Release any blocks to success. Your manifesting focus, as this card is an especially good sign for matters related to your professional life, life goals and ambitions, or a work colleague. Your manifesting mindset says, think about where you want to be in a year, consciously visualize it. Write a 12-month plan detailing how you're going to get there, right? If was it if you fail to plan, plan to fail. Manifesting tips for releasing blocks. You can call in Archangel Michael, the protector, and Archangel Azrael, who helps us to process grief. Oh, and you really need that right now, too. Call in the strong energies of Saturn, which guides the sign of Capricorn. Breathe gently and ask Archangel Azrael for help with releasing grief or past upset that's standing in the way of your success. Ask Michael to guide you and ask Saturn for strength. Your manifesting affirmation is the harder I work, the luckier I get. So I like that for you. So that's your fortune cookie, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. And we'll circle back around for your free reading here in a little bit. All right. So I think that was it for donations. So we will jump back into the free readings. So Swaroop Bobby, you are up 106.34. Here is your timestamp and financial reading for the coming week. Let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know here? Got this one and we got this one. You got the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands. Well, you know, I know we talk a lot about whatever we focus our energy on is what we draw toward us, but you got double the message here with both the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands. So, I feel like, there is some financial, abundance that's moving towards you, but it's always a great reminder. When we get these, it's like a gentle reminder that if I'm focusing on need and want of something that's lack energy, um, or if I'm fearing I'm not going to have enough, or that energy pushes that away instead of drawing it in, because when we step into gratitude, and I'm probably talked about this a lot, I know, but we're gonna properly brainwash ourselves eventually, right? It's if I focus on what I'm grateful for, what I have and what I have had, picturing it, seeing what that and remembering what that felt like or what it feels like to be in the moment, or when I got that bonus or had that money come in or whatever, when I go, "Oh, I loved how that felt, and I'm so grateful for that." When we put our energy into it, even writing it out, getting all 4 parts of our humanity, our mind, our heart, our passion and action, and our physical action involved, things can really move, things can really change. In fact, if you haven't checked out the Virgo full moon lunar eclipse video I put out this morning, talks about making the most of this full moon energy coming up, which is releasing things and affirmations that will help bring in things to replace that empty spot that gets moved out. But, the more we focus in on what we're grateful for, that draws it in and expands it rather than pushes it away and invites more lack in. So it's really important here, and it's a great reminder of where you focus your energy on is what you attract and grow. But it's good to know that it's not about focusing on more, because that means lack, and more goes away. Because if I want more, I need more. Want and need mean I don't have something in the moment. Not having something is lack energy. So I get more of not have instead of more of have. So hopefully that is clear. Let's see what your little fortune cookie comes in here from the wisdom within. I allow myself to rest and renew my vitality. In a way, it's, we do what we can, but then we also become a chalice. We do everything we can in life, but sometimes there's stuff outside that we can't do, and then we're like, "All right, I'm trying. Show me what I can do, but I'm giving it to you, and I'll let you bring it to me," and they will. As long as we're focusing on gratitude and we're not like pushing away like if you ever try to feed a little baby food and they're like, no, and it's like, I'm trying to feed you. No, that's our lack energy. We push it away. So hopefully that resonates. Right. So that's what we have for you, Swaroop. Many blessings to you. We got Minaheel up 110. Oops, 19. I don't think I did the right one there. No, I sure didn't. There we go. So Minaheel, hello, hello. There's your timestamp. You want to know is Parve or we'll just call him P so I don't murder their name. Are they your future husband? So based on current energy or according to fate, in this lifetime, is it a fated relationship? Are they meant for here? Oh, okay. We like that. um, I don't feel like they're a husband. We've got the 2 of Cups, which is relationship energy, so it's not by accident that they're in your orbit with the 2 of Cups, because that represents an important relationship, but the 9 of Pentacles, this is more of an independence, hermit, away energy, so I would say that, you know, there is a relationship that's out here for you, but it's not them, because this regarding the energy for P is hermit, which means no, with them. But I like the 2 of Cups because, they are saying that, they're an important interaction for you. It doesn't result in like a relationship and marriage because the 2 of Cups is also coming in saying that you do have a destined relationship that's out there. And I don't feel like it's a specific like, sometimes when they show me the maps of people's lives, I can see if it's a fated person that we're absolutely gonna end up with, they are laid across all of your paths, just it's a matter of when you meet them. Then, sometimes I see where if you go this way, you end up with this person, if you go this way, you end up with this person, you go this way, you end up no person, this way, you end up with, you know, this person. So, there is a faded relationship out there, but it's not one particular person that's laid across your entire life. It depends on your choices that you make. Depending on if you go this way, you end up with them. You go this way, you end up with them. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, leave it better than you found it. I read leave it, and then it's better. It's almost funny, like, they rearranged the words in my head because it's like, leave that, leave P, leave that, 'cause, what you find later is better. That's not what this card means, but that's how they rearranged the letters in my head or the words in my head. I'm like, wait, that's not what it says. And they're like, but this is what we wanted you to say. So that's what they have for you, Mini Heal. Many blessings. All right. Healing Tarot, you're up 113.26. Here is your timestamp. Anyone? Is there any commitment from A side for Critica, or is it just temporary? And hello. All right, let's take a look here. So, is there any commitment, or is it just temporary with this one here? Um, it's just temporary. I feel like there's a new opportunity here with the Page of Pentacles that's coming up that's more someone who's more compatible with this Queen of Swords because that's one of my compatibility cards between spirit and me because she's got swords on the up front, behind the scenes all the queens have cups energy, so that's a beautiful balance between head and heart, which is a way of saying they're whoever this is down the road, they're able to communicate their emotions and they're intelligent but not so smart and so much in their head they don't know what an emotion is, and they're also not so much emotional that they're emotionally unstable. It's a beautiful compatible match. that is in the future with that Page of Pentacles. So I don't feel like A is permanent. I feel like they're very temporary. And let's see what the Wisdom card says here too. Oh, looks like you get two. Yeah, I like it. Here we got regain what we feel they took from you. And even when it's not easy, forgive them anyway. Yeah, so they're going to be a stepping stone here. It's going to feel like they took something from us, right? Which no one can, but we can experience that and go through that growing pain. But and then it's learning to release and forgive and realize all of my anguish on their actions or non-actions, words or silence, was because I had a story and a belief and an emotional soundtrack. So they didn't do something to me, they did something for me to free me from these beliefs that I won't take into my uh, you know, other relationship down the road. So I like that. So hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. All right, Jojo, you're up 11604. It's your timestamp. Boom, boom. And you'd like a general reading. Let's see here. What does Spirit have here for you today? Got this one and this one. So you got the Two of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you've got this choice to make coming up here in the outside world, the physical world with the Two of Pentacles. When the Queen of Pentacles is on one side of it is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and like following your heart, choosing for you. I feel like either way, with the Queen of Pentacles, they're saying either way you choose, you're going to be fine. It's not going to impact you in a huge way. Um, but they are saying that one of the options is to choose from your heart, from for your benefit. And because I feel like they're, on one hand, celebrating how you've really learned to love yourself and to choose for you, but they go on the other hand, you do have this conditioning that you grew up with about being self-sacrificial and you have to give to everyone else first, and because of your environment, it's all about guilt, and being manipulated through sadsies when you don't do something someone wants. They were, "Oh, well, no, no, no," or that didn't work, they'd go into bully. If that didn't work, they'd go into rejection. So you learn to, let me give to them first. It goes easier on me if I do, but you're learning, and you have learned to choose yourself. And it's not a test that's coming up, just an opportunity for you to choose yourself. And they're like, we're not telling you what to do, but go that way. Your guides are always funny. We would never tell you what to do, but we recommend choose yourself. Yeah, what is taking up your time is your fortune cookie here. So, are you investing time for you, or are you investing time in other people? It's really kind of this, you get inventories every once in a while of, where am I investing my emotional energy? Where am I investing my other energies? This is, where am I investing my time energy? So that's an interesting one. So some good awareness, and that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And faith and love, you are up. Whoops. Oops, if I hit the right button here. All right. So faith and love, here is your timestamp. You want to know what are C's feelings towards you and his next actions towards you, your relationship after your conversation today. All right. So C's feelings towards you. Oh, we got this High Priestess energy. So there is a lot of hidden emotion that they're keeping down below with the High Priestess. High Priestess goes away, which this is kind of their energy, right? They step away, they connect, look behind the scenes, dive into their emotions, a lot of reflection energy. But I feel like they're really becoming aware of a lot of their emotions that are bubbling below the surface. Um, but with this kind of Pisces moon energy, they can be moody. Um, I got a Pisces stellium, in my chart. My mom was a Pisces. We talk about it. I'm like, uh, I try to reaffirm to her, if you feel like, because the Pisces usually has like a white fish and a dark fish. That, because they're water, they're like 2 fishies swimming in a pond. You can go to the light side and see the bright side, but Pisces also likes to go to the dark side and get into the shadows and the dark side of the pond, and they ruminate over their pain and emotions, and they kinda like to go to the dark side of the pond, and that's when they pull away, right? And so they are, I feel like they spend like a third of their time in the light and 2/3 of their time in the dark side of the pond. So be aware of that. That's kind of where their mood is at in their life right now. They are doing a lot of emotional reflection, but they are aware of a lot of emotions they have for you, and they're seeing that, I do have this love there, but I got a lot of other, you know I'm in water, and so my emotions aren't bubbles floating in the air. They're water drops that are all mixed together. Sometimes I don't know what I'm feeling, and I feel like that's important to know from them. Um, what are their next actions towards your relationship here? Well, they got the Knight of Wands, which is we got this, horse on fire this year, the fire horse. It is action, it is movement, it is passion, so I do feel like they do wanna take action. They will act on some of these things very soon, um, but I do feel like with this Virgo lunar eclipse full moon that's coming up here, that it won't be so much an emotional expression as it will be passion expression that will be moving towards you there. So, that is what they have. Yeah, even on the bottom of the deck, we got the 7 of Cups, which is a lot of different emotion, like I said, so, it kinda just confirms that it's kind of all over the place. And let's see here what your wisdom within says here for you too. In the struggle, you find your true calling. So, in the struggle, you find your true calling here. Let's see if it'll focus like it did before. Kinda. Um, so I like this that, you know, whenever we're having any struggles in our life, through our growing pains, we do find our truth. We do find, things that, move toward us as well. So I feel like you're going to gain a lot of clarity around who you are and what, you know, like they're doing all that emotional reflection. That's a good thing for us to do too, right? We can see what emotions don't serve me anymore, what mindsets don't serve me anymore. While we're waiting for someone else, we don't have to sit in the waiting room going, God, when are they going to get here? Because the more we work on our self love, faster things seem to be for us. Even if time doesn't move faster, it feels like it moves faster for us. The wonderful example they gave me once is if you ever go on a road trip with like your bestie and you're laughing hysterically and singing to music and blah, 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 it feels like a 10-hour trip, feels like an hour or two. You're like, oh my God, we're here already. Versus if you go with someone who's in a grumpy mood and not talking, and when they talk, it's rah, 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 rah. It feels like a 10-hour trip feels like a week. It's like, oh my God, are we ever gonna get there? And that's the difference in our energy. The more higher vibration, it feels like things go faster. For other people, it feels like it's going slower, and we experience it differently based on our energy. So hopefully that resonates there. That's what they have for you, faith and love. So many blessings to you. All right. Michelle Smith. Hello, hello. I think I just got a donation from you. Thank you so much here. If you are here, if you want to, it says for a love donation. So I'm not sure if that's for a love reading or is that a donation. But if you have a question, pop it out there and I'll make you up next as soon as I see it. All right. Just for the sake of time, though, we will continue on with free readings here. So we got Heaven Rare Gem. You are up 124.34. Yeah. So let's try this again here. There we go. So there we go. And does AS think of you and how? All right, let's take a sip here. Cheers, cheers, everybody. So does AS think of you? Thank you. And how? Is that from the Little Rascals, I think, back in the day? Do they think of you? Well, Empress energy here, which it's two messages come in. One is that they think a lot of themselves because this is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing themselves, focused on what they're wanting to create, and that kind of thing as well. But it kind of almost answers it both at the same time too. Is how they think of you. Empress energy is sensual energy. It is seeing you as someone who offers a lot of emotional energy. It's fruitful energy. It's harvest, birthing, creative energy. And it's an energy the Empress rules over queens, not, um, so they're like a step up above queens. They rule over them. And the thing is here with, they also have the Ace of Cups, which is their self-love and looking into their self-love here, and with their focus on themselves and trying to nurture themselves. It almost is on this verge of like, I feel like I'm a king, talking from their standpoint. I'm a king, um, and you're an empress, you know, um, or a queen and empress, whatever it may be. We don't judge here. So there's this um I might feel like I'm on a lower level. Like you deserve a divine counterpart, empress, empress, emperor, 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 empress, whatever, they are up here, and we kind of feel like, well, I'm like here, am I going to be enough for you kind of energy, because they are working on their self-love, and that's where all that nurturing, self-nurturing energy is coming in. So know that their perception and how they're thinking has so much to do about how they perceive themselves. It all is. We don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. We see the world through the lenses of our experiences, of our past. That's why everyone sees everything from a different perspective, because we've all lived different lives. So something that means something to someone means something completely different to them. And so when we realize, how does someone feel about me, has little to do about how they feel about me, has a lot to do with how they feel about themselves, right? So just be aware of that. And also how we feel about someone else has a lot to do with how we feel about ourselves too. Deep, I know. For a Friday night, what the heck? But I feel like that's what they have for you here. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. Let's take a look here. All right, there it is. It's this one on top. Just need to separate it. These kind of stick together. There we go. So you have stop apologizing for your feelings. I love it. You get to realize that everything that you're feeling is yours to own and to feel, but we don't need to apologize for it. We always have the perfect feeling in the perfect moment with what we know, what energy we have, and what our energies in our environment. And then if I don't wanna feel this way anymore, then I can change that. I'm the one that gets to choose my stories, my emotions, my energy, my actions. Can't control anyone else's. So, I don't need to apologize for how I'm feeling, um, but if I don't like how I'm feeling, that's a flag for me to that I have something I can look at inside of me. People don't make me feel a certain way. I'm the one that chooses how I feel, or I'm reacting out of fear, and I'm still that's mine, to look at if I want to not feel it anymore as well. So empowering emotional energy. So hopefully that helps. Heaven, rare gem. Many blessings to you. All right. And then Livier Vagara, you are up 129.17. There is your timestamp. I want to ask what career offers are coming your way. All right, let's see. Based on your current energies, what is headed your way here? All right, we got this one and this one. So you've got the justice energy here. this is this, you know, having to do with, like, you know, it would be, like, Justice Department, lawyers, police, anything that's around justice energy, that there could be an opportunity to work in a lawyer's office or work in a police department. Are you gonna become a police officer? No. You're like, "Hell no." But there is this working in this fairness kind of, area. So I like that. I like that energy. You also have the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands here, this is about, um, another opportunity. The 10 of Wands, though, it's a different energy than it normally is for this card because 10 is a number of endings and beginnings, and this energy is has something to do what is this? I know it's not a funeral home because I was like, it has to do with endings, helping people through their endings. But it can be, something, that's related to people who have had someone transition or there's people making changes in their life. It's something about helping people with a moving from an ending to a beginning, moving, like, locations or, um, having to maybe this has to do with lawyer's office and stuff, where it's, dealing with wills and dealing with different things. It could just be that you're related to that, but it feels like that kind of energy is the kind of jobs that are coming in here. Um, are becoming available for you. I don't feel like these are your dream come true jobs, but this is what the career offers that are coming right now. Because ultimately, I feel like we know that you're gonna be moving away somewhere, but I feel like these are the ones that are kind of coming around, but they're bringing you clarity because you have the 10 of Wands moving to the Justice card, which is the number 11. So, there's either this progression or this countdown. Either way, it's movement towards clarity is definitely coming in for you. Yeah. Well, it says if it's coming up, let it go. So there are, this is that energy of these things that are coming, they're not, it's like they're things that are coming this way, not through the heart, kind of energy that's there. So that is what they have for you, my dear. Hopefully that helps a little. Right? Many blessings to you. Wish you faith and love. You're very welcome. Happy birthday to you. You like you don't like the dark side of the pond though. Yeah, but I feel like they do. But, sometimes, you can make friends with the dark side of the pond. Why? Why don't you like the dark side? It's nice and quiet. Anyway, cheers, cheers. You're welcome, Olivier. All right. So, Cat Mia, you are up. Here is your timestamp. Meow, meow. Like I said, I got you. I always think of you when I wear a cat shirt. All right. You want to know, will you be able to get equal amount of hardcore BMF like K has FGF? What can I do to get at least equal or more than him? All right. So one, will you be able to, based on current energies, and what can you do to help get equal or more? All right, let's take a look here. So will you, you've got the Hierophant. There is this is the number of change and your higher self asking to see things from a different perspective, and it is a card of altering things, right? Um, and so I feel like spirit is going, what's your why? I feel like they're asking you, what's your why about wanting to get equal, um, or more than them? What's the why behind it? Because it feels like something has to change in order for that to come in, which makes sense because if I have a want or a need and I'm wanting it because I feel if I don't have something, this means something about me and I feel lack and I have fear. And if any lower vibrational energy comes around it, that'll keep it from us. So they're having you look at it from a higher perspective as the Hierophant, see the higher truth and why you're wanting what you want, and then that transforms because we can still want things in life, but the why behind it is the energy of what either repels it away or draws something to us. So, like I said, the want and the need, and I'm defining myself by it. And, if I don't, I have fears and this, that is low vibration. And that's the, I don't wanna- how would you say a lie? That's the lie. That's the mind deceiving us that we are supposed to do this and that and da 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 da. Da. There's a lot of pressure behind it because we feel like we're behind whenever we have expectations and we're trying to get up to zero. We feel like all this stress and all this drive and feel behind till we get to zero, and then we can start having abundance. But it takes forever, and sometimes we never get up to zero when we're in that energy. Right? It feels, yeah. But if I'm realizing who I am and I'm full on the inside, full of love, and I have everything I need like the magician inside of me, and I'm filling up and overflowing, then it's a different energy and things just they just come to us because I'm not stressed. I'm not. It's like trying to catch a chicken in my head for some reason. Try to catch a chicken, buck, 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 it runs away. But if I'm holding out and going here, here's some stuff I don't need to chase you. I'm not in any rush. I'll hold out some chicken feed, and then the chicken comes over and goes, "Hey, how are you?" And then the chicken comes to us. I don't know why, but what can you do? Um, uh, to get that kind of energy, it's the Knight of Cups. It's the quest of your self-love. Find your self-love, remember who you really are, not looking to the outside world, but the quest of our self-love. It starts us looking to the outside world, right? Defining ourselves by relationships and situations and things, but it all points us inward and upward. Once we connect and become that chalice, like we're talking about, searching for our self-love, when we find it in here, then everything in the outside world, we don't feel so needy of wanting things in the outside world. We don't need it. Doesn't mean we don't want it, but it means something completely different. It doesn't feel like desperation. It feels like abundance because we're already full on the inside. It's extra versus it's my life or not, right? So there's a difference in energy. So hopefully that helps there, Mia. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. It's okay to fail. Stand up and try again because there really is no failure. Just it's okay that when things don't work out the way we think they're supposed to work out, just stand up and try it again. Stand up and try things differently. See it from a different perspective, right? Right. That's what they got for you, my dear. Hopefully that helps. Many blessings to you. All right. And we got plate of spaghetti. Hello, hello. Here is your timestamp here. And you want to know, will Christopher reach out to you after giving him your number? Is he interested in you? All right, let's take a look here. Based on current energies, will Christopher reach out to you? All right, we got that. And then, is he interested in you? Let's take a look here. All right. Yeah, we have the moon energy here as far as will he reach out to you. And I feel with the moon card coming in, there is this, moon influence. I do feel like, because we have a full moon coming up here on March 3rd coming up, and here's this giant full moon. But moon energy can be new moon, full moon. I do feel like, they will, and I feel like they might even ask you to do something around the full moon, which is March 3rd. I think that's is that Tuesday? But I feel like around the full moon that's coming up. So I feel like it's gonna be soon that they reach out and that they talk about, hanging out around the full moon. Is he interested in you? You're one person he's interested in. Two of Pentacles, it's 2 people in the outside world, and, and I feel like I don't feel like this other person is has any, like, I don't feel like you guys have, like, he hasn't gone further with them than he has with you or anything like that. I feel like he's just, like, kinda talking to them, and, which is alright, you can still talk to other people. I know we want someone to fall madly in love with us as soon as they see us, it's love at first sight. I know for me, when I in my romantic, era of my life, I would give my heart away in a second, and as soon as I was interested or I thought someone was interested in me, I would take my, take my heart off the market, and I would reserve it for that person. I wouldn't wanna talk to anyone else. No, no, I felt like I was cheating because that was what my experience, what I needed to experience. Not everyone is like that. Hardly anyone is like that, just so you know. But that's alright. So, I do feel like there is an interest there, which is good. Let's see here what your fortune cookie says here with the wisdom within here too. Right? It's this one right here. What would your higher self say to you? I like that. So, in this, especially with your question, what would your higher self say to you? So, you get to see it from a different perspective. It's like, how do you feel about this individual? I feel like I just need to share real quick that, when I was saying that I would take my heart off the market if anyone was interested in me or I was interested in them, because I feared cheating. That was one of my big things in my life was because my mom was cheated on and before I was born, before she got pregnant with me, between my older brother and me, and I felt from in the womb all the way through my life this energy of fear of being cheated on and being cheated on, being cheated on. So I had this fear of being cheated on that was kind of in my experience. And what did I do? I drew in people that would cheat on me because my energy was all fearing it. And I feel like that's what our higher self would tell us, is about, what is it that I would, um, what I can learn about my self love? What do I feel a relationship would bring me? Why, what emotions and things have bubbled up with other relationships or other false starts and, different things. What have I learned through relationship with lovers, friends, family, whoever, right? And I feel like that's what the higher self is saying, because me, I had like 5 relationships that ranged any from a year to 3 years. It was like a 3-year, then a 1 year, a 3-year, a 1 year, single for 3 years, and then a 1 year. So I had this pattern of 3-1, 3-1, 3-1 that I broke finally, woohoo! But I kept drawing in people that were showing me what I wanted to see about myself until I saw it. So I feel like that's what they're saying is, look and use this time to review and why did all these previous relationships happen for you? What gift were in them for you? And that helps too. So that's what they have for you. Plate of spaghetti-o. So many blessings to you. Hopefully that helps. All right. Hey, Blueberry. Good to see you. Hello, hello. We'll get you on the free list here. All right. And then, Michelle, if you are here, if you want to throw your question out, I will deep dive in there for you. All right. So we got Maria P up next. This is for your free reading. Thank you for your donation earlier. Here is your timestamp. I'll just put free next to it. So, a general for you for love and work. Let's take a look here. So, for love is there, and then this one is for work. So, for love, you got the 8 of Cups. Yeah, I like this energy for you. It's a good realization with the 8 of Cups to know it's like you're being asked to take a look at your emotional inventory. It's like your emotional bank, right? Because if we are investing emotional energy in other relationships, um, and there's too many of them, where we're giving like 70, 80, 90% into friendships, family, old interests, anything like that, where we're only getting back 10, 20, 30% consistently. Relationships, they fluctuate. But if this is something that we've always been just over giving to, it's like we can look at maybe it's time to back off to 50% or and some relationships that are sucking the emotional energy out because you have an emotional bank. And if we're, almost going, bankrupt where it's almost all gone. Oops, sorry, it looked like it was spinning for a sec there. But if we're investing all of this energy, you know, um, emotional energy into all this stuff, we don't have enough to invest it in the relationships that are important to us. Same thing with old emotions that are pushed down below the surface that, we suppressed and repressed when we were 7 years old and younger, when our emotional body was being created all the way back into the womb. um, we don't know what to do with our emotions when we were told, "Don't you cry or quit your tantrum," because there's 3 ways, that we react or express our emotions as children. We laugh and smile, we cry, or we get angry and throw a tantrum, or and next sad, right? So usually only one of those are adults are happy. They want a happy child, not a crying child or an upset child, angry child. So we're taught push those sad and anger emotions where we don't know what to do with them. Our brain starts developing when we're 7 to 14. An emotional child goes, all I know is I need to express this. Like, don't you express it, you're going to get spanked or I'll give you something to cry about, right? It's like, nope, I guess I'll push them down here. Take their charged emotions, so they take our emotional energy, and it takes our emotional energy to keep them down and not be expressed. So it's looking at any emotions that are below the surface that can be released, any relationships in your outside world that can be released as well. Um, for job, right? Job. Yep, there it is over there. Work. You have the Hierophant, which is a great energy. It's, looking at things from a higher perspective, your higher self drawing you to learn and to grow, and to, in a way, research, reflect on what kind of work and job, would you love to do? What is it that would make your heart sing? What is it that would make your heart wanna dance? It's a lot of times we can get into jobs and stuff because we needed one and this is good, this is what I got hired into. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I ended up in customer service and I was in it for decades. It's not my joy, not what I wanted to do with my life, but it's what I ended up. I got comfortable with the money, got comfortable in doing the job. And so when I'd look for other jobs, it was always be in that same customer service. So what I did is what I always do. Oh, well, and then decades go by and you're like, wow, maybe I should have, not should have, but I could have looked into what would have been my interest. Maybe I could have gone to school for something, but nothing seemed to interest me because I didn't look. I was too busy existing and not living. I learned and grew a lot through it all, of course. It's what we all do. But I feel like when we're asking them for advice, they give it to us. So that's what they would say for you right now. And let's see what your little wisdom within says here, which is what are you grateful for today? Yep, you can't go a reading without talking about gratitude, right? Focus on what you're grateful for, and then you get more of that. All right, so that's what they have for you, Maria. So many blessings to you. All right, and then Blueberry, you are up at 148.48. Looky there. There's your timestamp. And you want to know about your future spouse? All right, let's take a quick sip here. Cheers, cheers. All right. What can we know about your future spouse? All right, thank you. And we want that one and this one. Feels like we get 3 here for you. Card number 1, we got the 7 of Pentacles. There are a patient person with the 7 of Pentacles. It's usually a card of the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So they're used to and very patient of allowing things to unfold, allowing things to go. And, you know, that's a wonderful things to be grateful for, right? Because that means they're going to be patient with you and patient in life. They're not going to be like road rage and different things like that. But they also take their time, which can be also frustrating if we're in a rush, right? "Come on, hurry up. Why aren't you, asking me to marry you yet?" It's like it's gonna be someone who's patient, so you kinda gotta see both wonderful sides of that. Right? Then you have the Ace of Swords. Yeah. I do feel here they learned with all this patience, the Ace of Swords is that they do have a higher education, both in mental academia, like, college and things like that, but they also are so wise with, um, the school of life. So they're not just they've got intelligence, they're also wise, which is important because, they've gone through a lot, and that 7 of Pentacles energy kinda told me that too with this, as I knew that they were gonna clarify it because, um, they learned patience through going through a lot of hard times when they were younger, and they learned, um, that be patient because everything changes. If you like something, really be grateful for it because it won't always be that way. If something's horrible, don't decide and make decisions, things will change. Then in calmness, make decisions. And so I feel like there's this wisdom that's there. And I feel like that's the kind of energy that's there. And I like that. And we have the Knight of Swords, someone that's always pursuing new knowledge and learning and growing too. So they might even be in a job or a career where they need to keep up on new information. I don't know if it's a doctor, but that's the kind of what I'm thinking of, um, that they have to keep up and they have to do continuing education requirements to keep their licensing, to keep their, um, malpractice insurance and all this stuff. There's all this stuff they got to do. There's other positions like that too, but I feel like for their career, they are constantly learning, but that's their kind of like maybe they're like a Gemini energy that they always want to be keep learning and learning something new. They always love, they're always reading a book, always, um, you know, uh, adding something more to their toolbox of their life kind of energy. So I like that. Good energies there. So a little bit of tidbits on who they are. So some wonderful characteristics. They're not perfect, but they'll start off showing you some good stuff. All right. And then um, I like this here. Well, I'll give you both of these since they both came out. But so you've got I let go of fear and work in union with the universe. And what did you learn from this connection? So on one, there's, you know, reflecting back while you're waiting for your husband or future spouse to come in. Um, what did you learn from previous connections, right? What did I learn? Why did they happen for me? Things don't happen to me, they happen for me. So, what are these past reflections of these past relationships, right? And then I like this I let go of fear and work with unison with the universe. You know, we ask the universe, this is what I would like and why I would like it. And then we leave the who and when and how to them, right? We surrender that and go, you know what? I trust your timing. I trust that you're going to bring me the perfect person in the perfect way in the perfect time. And I'm letting you know what I want by what I'm grateful for in my life and have been grateful for in my life. That's what you're telling them, that's how we tell the universe what we want in someone is when we're grateful when we experience it and see it in the outside world. That's like the list. That's how we tell them, and that's what we draw towards us. It's going, I'm really grateful when people are faithful and polite and loving and this and that. And then we become that, and then we draw that to us. So I love that. So that's what they have for you, Blueberry. So many blessings to you. Right, I think that's all of my free readings. I do believe. But indubitably. All right. And then Michelle Smith, thank you so much for your donation via Zcash app. So, Michelle, let's give you your timestamp here at 1:54:54. And let's see here. I don't see a question out in the chat. Your Cash App does say love donation. So I'm not sure if that is a donation of love or if you had a reading request, but I know Spirit knows. So we'll do a general reading for you because I want to do one. So thank you. If it was just a love donation, I appreciate that. And then this is a gift to you then. In either case, you get a reading. All right. Let's see what we have coming in here. Oh, and these two. All right. Wow. I love this. The synchronicity of spirit. All right. I think I got everything set here. So the first card that revealed itself, that wasn't the bottom of the deck. The first card that came out is the full card, which is a brand new beginning, a brand new adventure that's opening up, free of expectations and full of possibilities. First card in the major arcana. The when I look at the card on the bottom of the deck that represents the overall energy of your reading, well, you got the last card in the major arcana, the world card, ending of a cycle, a victory, and a feeling of accomplishment. But that's what takes you into the full card because you start all over on this new adventure. So I love this. So it does represent that you're on the verge of or in the middle of, if you've already experienced this significant ending and significant completion, ready to go into something new in your life. Here it is. Let's see where this is taking you. Yeah, you got the Three of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Yeah. So Three of Wands is a different direction than you had thought you were going to go, but it came out of nowhere with the Eight of Wands, and it almost would feel like with this Eight of Wands, it's a nudge from spirit, like, it comes in so quickly and so synchronistically, if that's a word. It just is like, What? No way. Here's this new opportunity. Here's this new road to travel." And it just kinda just unfolds, and you're like, what just happened? It comes in that way, like you know, it just feels like this God whisper, as they call it, or that it's again, I feel like you know what I mean. It's just like you're walking down, there's this closed golden gate, and then suddenly as you walk by, it all opens up and it lights up and it's like inviting you in, and you're like, me? Really here? Okay, well, this is all right, let's go. So it feels wonderful how this is unfolding. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, we got temperance. I do feel like it's something that has been growing for a while and building up within you, in a way too. With the temperance, it's alchemy. It's something that was been slowly, magic, slowly going back and forth, slowly changing this base metal into gold, and you've been patient, and you've just been like, "Oh, it'll come in divine timing when all that," and boom, it comes out of nowhere. It just suddenly turns to gold, and you're like, "Oh, now? It's done already?" I feel like you've really stepped into divine timing regarding this, whatever this situation is that's been changing in your life, and um so it's a nice surprise instead of a, "Oh god," it's a very nice surprise. Let's see what this is about. We got these 3 cards. Yeah, you've let go of your expectations and your nightmares and insomnia. I feel like there was a lot of this letting go energy that you did. Yeah, and really with this Leo energy of the Strength card and the King of Wands, this is this courage to step into something that fear would have kept you back before, but you've done the release work of letting go of those old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that would have kept you feeling blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small and powerless. And with this Leo strength card energy, you really stepped into your power. You really stepped into your strength. And moving forward, the King of Wands is I'm getting out of my head from all these expectations. And where does my heart lead me? Where's my courage having me step out? And then you make a plan and then you take action. And I feel like you've been taking the action step by step, not worried about the outcome and attaching your worth to the outcome, but you're really on this wonderful path of taking it step by step. And suddenly it's like, what do they show me? Shoots and ladders, an old kids game, where you get up to this point and then you land on this space. Suddenly you get to go higher. I think I know some of them take you back to the start or whatever, if I remember. But this other one, this takes you higher quickly. You skip past all this stuff and it's like a, oh wow, unexpected, smooth, fast movement forward kind of energy. I like this. You have the 5 of Wands here, which is this energy of I feel like this is a friends group because because it can be conflict energy. It can be about a lot of different things, the 5 of Wands, but this is the energy of change and but it has to do with friends and groups that you were hanging around. Yeah, we got the Page of Cups. So I feel like you're stepping into something. No, not stepping into something. You gotta wash off your shoe now. What kind of crap did you step in? No. This is you're stepping into a group that's more in alignment with you emotionally and higher vibration emotion. And that's what I feel like conflict that was happening within an old group of friends, an old group you would hang around, has made you attend or I feel like you go there every once in a while, but I feel like you kind of chosen not to go to an old group, an old gathering kind of thing, and you're stepping into I feel like this is the future in a bit where you're stepping into this group that is more emotionally in alignment, with your, emotional energy. Under the surface there, yeah, the Devil card. I feel like this has to do with your work and career energy too, because the Devil card, again, multiple meanings for it, but it they're showing me Saturn that rules over Capricorn, that rules over the 10th house of work, and that's the underlying energy. I feel like this helps move into it. It would be like maybe attending a workshop, um, or teaching a workshop, where you're getting to know people that are have the same vision, have the same desire of change, of changing the world, changing society, helping people, whatever the group matches your heart. But I feel like you're moving into this, and it does have to do like maybe this is like what you're wanting to pursue for work or as your side um I'm gonna call it a side hustle because that doesn't sound doesn't give it the respect it deserves. But you're something like you're allowed to share your heart, coming in. So I love this for you. We'll grab a Moonology manifestation oracle for you too. See what else we got here. Just put these cards back in real quick. All right. And then your Moonology Manifestation Oracle. What else do they have here for you regarding this? I love this for you, though. It feels like, you're getting to live your dream and express your heart. And I like that. Yep, we got the new moon in Virgo. Trust all will be well. We got a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo happening next week. But you got the new moon in Virgo, which doesn't happen until August 20th to September 20th. Oh, helps if I go in the right direction. All right. There we are. So it says sometimes we want everything to happen yesterday, but divine timing is a real thing. And I like this because we talked about it in your reading, that you have really embraced divine timing. Sometimes we need more pieces of a jigsaw to fall into place before we can get what we want. Slowing down now is the key for you to get what you want. So take your time and allow events to unfold. See what you can do for others as a really quick and easy way, both to distract yourself and to boost your good karma while you wait for your dreams to manifest. There's a reason why you pulled this card, so make sure you pay attention. I always say it that way. Manifesting Focus says this card is an especially good sign for matters related to a job or a health situation. Your manifestation mindset says go out of your way to help someone, helping boost karma. Be reliable. Don't overthink things and be modest. Manifesting tips for stepping into divine timing. You can call in Archangel Metatron, who works to clear away and heal any lower energies that might make you feel rushed. Ask him to clear your energy and the energy of wherever you are. Call in the planet Mercury, which guides Virgo, and ask for help with reasoning and accepting divine timing. And your manifestation affirmation is I help others and others help me. Wow. I love that. That's like that group of friends energy that came in. All right. So that is what we have for you, Michelle. Thank you again for your donation. Many, many blessings to you. All right. And I think that is it. I don't have any other readings here or any other donations. So I think we have a little shorter session this evening, which is all right. we we go with the flow, right? But if you haven't got into my giveaway, I do have a full moon. Oh, hey, Sudeshna. I'll still do this for anyone else that's here. um, I have a drawing every new moon and full moon. So the full moon is next week on March 3rd. I will pull a winner and then put out a video announcing the winner. But if you want to get into it, a chance at winning a 30-minute personal recorded reading or one of my energetic hedges, make sure to check that link out. It's also in the description box of the video here. I always have the current giveaway listed. I also posted today a video about making the most of this Virgo full moon lunar eclipse. It's a blood moon too. Um, but you can check that out. It'll talk about how to make the most of the release energy and the affirmations to make the most of this powerful energy. So be sure to check that. And then also, I have a free podcast called The Easier Path. If you want to check that out. The last one that came out was Adventure 11, which was Peace Interrupted. My playlist is all down in the description box of the video as well. Or if you click on my name, it takes you to my main channel. It's at the top. All of the playlists are there, so you can catch up. I feel like it's a wonderful podcast in that Spirit provides. Well, first we do a story of drama or trauma from my life or someone else's life that shared it. And we find out the human perspective. Why do humans do that? And then we find out Spirit's perspective on what they want us to know about that, and then hints on how we can make whatever situation it is an easier path instead of a harder one. So that's what that's all about. So if you want to check that out, I would really appreciate it. And it might be helpful too. All right. So that's what they got there for you. So many blessings, everybody. But Sudeshna Ghosh, hello, hello. Good to see you. Good morning. Or late in the evening, in the middle of the night, right? But Sudeshna, let's grab your timestamp here at 2:09:09. I love it. And we'll give you your donation a love and a like here. You made it right as the elevator doors were closing. You're like, wait a minute. Stuck your umbrella in and going, wait, you ain't going nowhere, mister, which I'm grateful for. So thank you. So let's take a look here. For your first one here, you got the upcoming week for you. Love, career, health, and guidance. All right. So cheers, cheers. Let's see what we got here. So first we got love. Let's see here. We got career, right? Yep. And then we've got, I feel like this one is health. And then what other guidance do they have here? All righty. Well, it looks like here, next week, we do have like this joy and celebration kind of energy. Even underneath that, you got another joy card coming in here. So it does feel here like next week feels very joyful. Do you have a short week? Are you leaving on vacation or something? Because it feels like overall you have a lot of joy and celebration flowing through next week. So maybe you have a lot of joyful gatherings or something. It just feels like there is a lot of that kind of energy, very celebrating, very festive energy that's coming in here as your underlining energy for the week. For love, you did get the Two of Wands. Always a great reminder here. Um, I feel like the big thing for next week regarding love is a wonderful, gentle reminder on wherever I focus my energy is what I grow and expand. And so it's like checking in with your heart and your being. Am I focusing in on what I'm grateful for whatever love is in my life? And it doesn't have to be lover, but what love is in my life and what love am I grateful for that I experienced? And the more I focus in on that, of course, that's what I draw more toward me. If I'm focusing in on, feeling like I don't have love in my life and I'm fearing I won't, and I'm fearing I'm going to end up with things that I had before and situations I had before, that pushes it away. So it's a good reminder of where are you investing your energy regarding love. So I feel like that's a continuation, a lot of what you have been learning, but I feel like it's very important. I feel like that is kind of spotlighted by you seeing with other people this next week, and even watching like romantic movies sometimes. I remember when at that stage of my life when I was like, "Oh, I want love." After I saw a love story, whatever, "I want love." And then I'd get over it. But in the moment, oh. Anyway, that's me. Alright. Uh, career. Let's see what else we have here. You got the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you're gaining some clarity here next week, more and more on what you're wanting to do and what you feel will fulfill you. So a lot of clarity comes in with King of Swords who rules over the mental. They're the master of the mental in the story, and abundance too. There is so clarity about what you're wanting to do. You get more movement in that, but there's also about the change of the story regarding career on what success means, which means you are reflecting a lot on like what uh what does it mean to you? Not what it's supposed to mean that everyone's told you it's supposed to mean, but what does success in career mean to me? Once I achieve something, what is it that I feel I need to achieve to feel successful? And then why? A lot of clarity coming in regarding that, because that will also help you understand what you want to do and where you want to go. So that's part of your unfolding of next week. Health, you got the judgment card, your higher self calling you to see things from a different perspective. In a way, I feel like your body next week is trying to give you messages on, you know, I feel like if you eat something and your body doesn't do well, your body's telling you, we don't want to eat this stuff no more. This isn't healthy for me. You're stressing out. I don't feel good. I feel like your body is really telling you a lot this next week in the moment. Like if you're like, and you're like, oh, I don't feel good. It's your body going, snap out of it, uh, quit stressing, and they're getting your attention. Ow, why did that? And it gets your mind out of the thing you're stressing about because you have like a pain or a, you know, um, you sneeze or, it's something where your body gets your attention and it's trying to show you and communicate with you. So I feel like it's very important to listen to your body next week, develop a relationship as if you have an emotional inner child, you have a mental inner child, you have a physical inner child, which is more of a teenager because it's 14 to 21 is, when it was developing, but it's a part of you, but you can look at it as a separate entity of yourself that you can have a relationship with, and you can have a positive relationship with it, or you can have uh, what is it called? Where they're your opponent. It's a different word, but an opponent, I can have my body as my opponent or as my friend. We want friend if you want if you don't want your body beating up on you. You don't want your body become your adversary and, try to kill you, you know? You're like, "No, I love you. I'm your friend. Let me hug you, body. I love you." Alright, what other guidance for the week here for you? Yeah, you do have the Empress. It's important. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So care for yourself. Put yourself as a priority. And you do have the Two of Swords and the Five of Swords. There is a bit of conflict between your head and your heart. So, it's about allowing your heart to have a say so. That Empress, she's got 5 parts water, emotion, right? 1 part air, thinking, 1 part fire, passion, 1 part earth, energy. So it's really about letting your heart have a say so, having a relationship with your emotional inner child, your heart energy, and going, I know I've given my brain a lot of the attention and allowing them to make decisions, but let's come into a agreement that we'll talk to all three. And here they're it's like being a supervisor, right? You don't wanna just ask one person out of the group what they want. You want everyone to have a say and to feel like they're part of the team, not being, um, dictated to, right? So, that's what they have for you next week. Let's see, for this one, you do get a Moonology manifestation. So you got new moon in Aries, go for it. Yeah, this passion energy, this, action energy. What are we waiting for? Let's see, this is gonna be the first card because we got the first one here. So let's see here. Your message says this card heralds good news, opportunities abound, and the outlook is positive. Go through the doors that are opening up to you. There's every reason to believe you'll create what you want, even if you feel a long way from your goal. Keep going and be courageous. Chase your dreams with childlike enthusiasm and expect your desires to be satisfied. Don't sit around making plans. Do take action. This is crucial. Chase your goal. Believe in divine timing. In love, make the first move if you dare. Financially, be proactive. Your manifesting focus says this card is an especially good sign if you need more courage or determination, or if you're chasing someone or something. Your manifesting mindset is be driven, determined, take action, ditch faint heartedness. Manifesting tips for boosting courage. You can call in Archangel Ariel, who is associated with spring and is wonderful to appeal to when you need courage. Call in the energy of the planet Mars, which guides the sign of Aries. To boost your courage, light a candle, ideally a red one, and ask Ariel and Mars for assistance. Um, Imagine holding this card to your heart chakra and breathe in courage. And if you can, do this ritual outdoors. It's so much better. Your manifestation affirmation: I am on the right track. Soon I will. and whatever you're wanting to achieve. Put that in there. All right. I love that for you. All right. So that is for your first one there. So thank you. And I see you have another one. So thank you for that. So we'll go on to number two here. Maybe if I can type. There we go. So for this one, here is your timestamp. Give that a love and a like since it lets me. All right. And then you want to know the month of March. I know. Can you believe March is on Sunday? Boom, boom, boom. Let me take another sip here. Cheers, cheers to you. All righty. So, what is highlighted for you, or what do they want you to know about the month of March here? All right. What do we have? What do we have? All right. Well, we like that. So you have a 3-2-1 energy. So something is counting down in the month of March. A good thing. It's not a bomb. You tick tock, tick tock. Because the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles, which is about abundance and harvest, and it is kind of this spring energy. Sorry, I'm falling off my chair. Um, it is the spring kind of energy, which we do on March 20th is spring in the northern hemisphere. And I like this being your underlying energy for March. Spring, abundance. Here comes this birthing energy. You got two cards before the 3-2-1, and you got the Three of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, I like this because I feel like there's this disappointment energy that gets you with this Knight of Wands, especially with this being the horse on fire, and we're in the year of the fire horse now. But I feel like there is a disappointment that gets you going and taking that action that your last card was talking about here. And I feel like this has a lot to do with work. Like you were hoping that, you know, that Cognizant would step up to the plate and realize your worth and um offer you another project and do this stuff and treat you nice and treat you differently and all those wonderful expectations that are not happening with them, but it's happening for you because that's not for you anymore. You're done there. It's too small. You're being drawn and pulled into something much larger for you. And this is why I feel like you're just like, "All right, fine, you guys are not gonna do this. Well, boom, 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 I'm going." Because when you are disappointed enough in someone or something, then you take action. But I feel like you're mostly there, but I feel like a little bit more where they do something where you're just like, "All right, I'm done." Boom, 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 and then because when you put your mind to something, get out of your way. But I feel like you haven't quite decided to leave them yet, but I feel like you will after this next disappointment, which comes in March, any day now. Yay. All right, but let's see what's counting down here. You do have the Hermit energy, which is all right. This is this stepping back, connecting with spirit, and you got the Queen of Cups too, which is she's very empathic, very connected to spirit, and the Four of Pentacles. I feel like you're really realizing a lot about your worth here in March because both with this Queen of Cups and the Hermit, the Queen of Cups reminds me of like the High Priestess. It's this energy of stepping back, seeing things from a different perspective. And the Four of Pentacles, you're really learning a lot about your worth, which is we realize with this Four of Pentacles, when I define myself by relationships, by situations like jobs, career, education, social status, or things like money, my bank account, possessions, my body, when I define myself by those things, I feel unstable. I feel like no one values my worth. They keep on putting me on the clearance rack. And that disturbs us because we know in our core, we know we're priceless. And no one will ever give us the value that we deserve as a human. And um, so we go inward and upward and we discover that we are powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit beings who are perfect and priceless and so loved. And when that becomes the foundation, right? Then you don't look to those things defining you. It doesn't mean you stop not wanting them. You just don't need them and you're not defining yourself by them. And I feel like, especially with work, I feel like you've been learning this through relationships, right? Already. Um, and I feel like, you're on the verge of some big breakthroughs with that. But this job, I feel like, because you've always been able to revert back to school and job for your worth, but when that gets shaken, that is like, all right, I'm really, I feel like you're being into this, introduced into this wonderful empowerment during the month of March because of this, because you're kind of being forced to, or not really forced, but you're realizing, "Ugh, I'm just so disappointed in those 3 areas of my life." And they're all pointing you inward and upward, and I feel like March is a big month of, with that Queen of Pentacles too, you're nurturing yourself, you're pulling back, looking upward and going, "Wait a minute, I am priceless." So, I love this, which is leading you to the 3 of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So there is this, slow movingness here, but this is the quest of your worth. And the Three of Cups is also your spiritual posse, seeing the joy. And again, this is like what I was talking about here. You're on this journey of your self worth, and I feel like you're really beginning to feel like this love from a higher place. Because the more you connect with spirit world, the more you get to feel that eternal, unconditional love and remember who you really are. We get sucked out into the outside world, we lose that stability because we start defining ourselves by those interactions. Um, and then we feel worthless and we feel unstable. Then we turn back inward and upward and we're like, oh, there's that comfortable feeling of security and fullness that comes in here, which leads you to the Three of Wands. Yeah. Here's that journey of, I'm going a different direction. And again, this, I feel like here with this disappointment and this action that you're realizing, all right, I thought I was going to be able to, stick it out here and try to make some changes, but now I'm out of here. And I do feel like you're putting a lot of energy and exiting out and taking a new route, an unexpected route, because now you're ready to see things kind of with an open mind more so. So I love that for you. And that is what they have. And you know what? I'm going to give you another Moonology card for your second one. I was going to go to a different little deck, but I feel drawn to give you another Moonology one. So we're going to do it. And you got the full moon in Sagittarius. Yes, I love it. Jupiter, ruled by Jupiter, it's all about abundance and fullness and see the bigger picture. So I feel like you do see the bigger picture in March. So it says, at this point, your best bet is to be the bigger person in whatever situation's on your mind. If harsh words have been exchanged, this card comes with a gentle suggestion to diffuse the upset with some humor. The world is your oyster when you draw this card, but you need to find a balance between where you are and where you want to be. I love it. It may be that you need to do some more research before you move closer towards whatever it is you want. When you're manifesting, the journey of discovery can be as empowering as dreaming the big dream. Yeah, we could talk about clarity coming in, right? The manifesting balance says find a balance between saying what needs to be said and saying too much. Your manifesting mindset, one thing is for sure, having an open mind will serve you well now. Talk to people about your issues and get a view of the bigger picture. A manifesting ritual for increasing your luck can add sandalwood essential oil to your diffuser, sit comfortably and close your eyes, Call in Fortuna, also known as Lady Luck, and ask her to be on your side when you not spiel, but spin the wheel. I put spin wheel together, spiel. Spin the wheel of fate or fortune. Repeat the affirmation below to strengthen your connection with Fortuna and manifest your good luck into being. And your affirmation is, I know that I am blessed and I love my life within that knowing. Wow, powerful. So I love that for you. So that's what they have for you, Sudeshna. Thank you again for your dual donations. Greatly appreciate that. All right. Hey, Ravit. Good to see you. I'll get you in here. We'll add you to the free list here. All right. You are up right now. So 2:30:20. Here is your timestamp. And you want a general reading for the month of March, right? Let's see. What does Spirit want you to know about the month of March? Got that one and this one. I feel like you get three. We'll get all three of these. Let's see what we got. Yeah. So you do have here, you got the Queen of Swords, which is a great balance between your head and your heart here. You also have the Full card that's coming in, which is about new beginnings where you're getting out of your head and seeing some possibilities. It's the first card in the major arcana, which means you're kind of in this you're coming out of this completion of a significant thing in your life and you're entering this new beginning, but it feels very balanced with that Queen of Swords. So it's not, you're not trying to do something that your head wants you to do. It's something that both your head and your heart are interested in doing and moving forward. It's not trying to live up to expectations, but seeing a world of possibilities. I do see here with the Nine of Pentacles too, this has to do with like a pursuit in the outside world. Getting this big seeking independence energy, either financial independence, internal relationship independence, but it's this feeling of being successful on my own, not without depending on other people. And it feels like this is a big change that you're really focusing in on in the month of March. It's like springtime is coming up and you're looking at what I'm finishing, what I'm ready to birth, what I'm ready to change. But it has a lot to do with an internal focus on yourself and not this, giving to everyone else. I feel like there is this, it's kind of like you've realizing you gave and you gave and you gave and you got exhausted and you continued to give and give and give until you're maybe resentful and you were like, I'm done with that cycle. I'm ready to be a chalice. I'm going to fill up and everyone else gets the overflow. I'm not going to be a barrel and plugging everyone into me and pushing out all my energy and feeling exhausted. I'm going to become a chalice where I get to fill up and everyone else gets the overflow. That's the one of the greatest gifts you can give the world is a healthy, full, overflowing you, because that overflow is nectar of the gods when it's overflowing. When you're becoming when we are these barrels where we're plugging everyone in at the bottom and giving away all of our energy, where we feel drained because we don't have stuff coming in, just trickling in, but we're giving away a lot. We feel exhausted and then resentful, right? It's bitter, sour water we're giving. But when we're a chalice, we give this wonderful nectar, and they're like, oh my God, a drop of that is worth barrels and barrels and barrels of that sour, bitter water. And so in the beginning, they might be like, don't take away our bitter, sour water. But when they get just a little bit of that overflow, you know, giving and love and energy, they're like, oh my God, this is so good. It changes their life too. So I love that. So it looks like March is a beautiful energy. That's what some of what they want you to know for March. And then your fortune cookie is, what are you holding on to that you need to let go of? So there is some letting go of things. I think we talked about that a little bit for March too. So that's what they have for you, Ravit. So many blessings to you. Sounds exciting. Alrighty. So let me do one last little check here. Make sure I don't have any other donations that came in over here. No. Oh, let me check one other place. boom, 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 boom. Over here, over here, over here. Okay. Nope. All right. And I don't have any other free reading, so we have finished. Unless the someone really quick as the doors are closing. But I appreciate you guys so much. I am on Wednesday through Sunday nights, starting at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So I will be back tomorrow and on Sunday. If how do they used to say something, if it don't rain and the creek don't rise, I will be here. You're very welcome, Blueberry. So many blessings, everybody. Until I see you again, remember every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. And I wrote this down. I heard this a couple days ago. Remember, life is just a game. Um, life is just a game we play together. Try to have fun and enjoy it. So many blessings, everybody. Sleep tight, and we'll see you when we see you. Much love. Take care.